The way to get rid of tension is to do just the opposite of all the things that cause it.
Hello everyone, this is Hugo from Ichiban Painting and welcome to my Super Saint. Now today I'm going to be doing just a quick video talking about Forgeworld and resin parts, okay? If you buy plastic models don't really need to be washed before painting because normally plastic models, they don't have problem with the molds and everything, and they don't have oil on it. But if you're like me and you do end up buying a lot of Forgeworld parts, like for example here we have some Smurf Ultramarine Land Raider doors, resin models, they do need to be washed before painting them because it's really important. The reason is because sorry, my throat is fucking up. The reason is because when you're using Forgeworld stuff, especially Forgeworld and other company that use resin bits, they use the release agent in the mold that stays most of the time on the model. And what's gonna happen, and actually it happened to me last week, I was painting a back door for a Rhino from Forgeworld, and I was doing a technique that you probably maybe saw on my videos, which was a technique of doing some rust. So I had to put some mascal on the door itself, and once I painted all, I had to take off the mascal, and actually what happened is that the whole, even the primer, everything came off because I didn't wash it thoroughly. So it's a really important step. So what you want to have for this step is to have an old toothbrush, some with no residue, dish cleaner or dish soap that it's gonna take off grease. So you want to put some of the dish soap on your toothbrush, and you just want to go in and work out with your toothbrush on the part itself, and be sure, you know, like you see, I go in every angle. Actually I did already wash them, so I actually do this step 2 times just to make sure. So what I do is I wash it all out, and I change, I do the door, and again I try to go in every direction possible with my toothbrush, so to make sure that the brushes are gonna go into every recess or every area of the part, right? And just do that to ensure that there's nothing. And then once I do that, I rinse my brush, like my toothbrush like this, rinse the part, and then I go at it again, right? So just to make sure to clean everything really thoroughly. It's you know, it's not a hard video. It's just, you know, I'm always trying to take you know, it's a guy, one of my friend RT Gamer from Twitter that actually suggested me this video, and actually it was a pretty good idea. I thought about it and I'm like, yeah, it's true, because a lot of people sometimes overlook this step and it's really hard. So once it's done, sorry guys, the joys of filming. So I just, you know, go ahead and go back at it with my finger, because, you know, you always have some soap left on the brush even if you rinse it. So just want to make sure that it's all clean. For doors like that, normally I don't get problems with doors like that. I just, you know, wash them thoroughly like 2 times, and then after that it's done. But for parts, resin parts that have a flat surface, a big flat surface, here the flat surface are small, so normally it doesn't cause any problems. But when I have some resin parts that have a bigger area, a surface area that's flat, what I'll do is actually, before doing this, I'll sand them down. So I'll sand all the flat areas with a 400 grit or 600 grit sandpaper, just to make sure that the area I'm going to be painting is going to be a little bit more rough, right? And then I'm going to wash it, just to make sure that the paint is going to stick really well. One last thing before, since I'm in the, you know, I'm in front of the sink and we're doing this video, if you ever had a Forgeworld part or a resin part, especially these bits that are really tiny, and that it actually warped, which means that it's not going to be straight, it's going to be bent, what you can do is use your tap water, right, and use hot water on your tap, put it under, and now it's cold water, but still, put it under and then once it's hot, you're gonna be able to move your resin part and reshape it in the shape you want, and then after that switch the water to cold and then put it under cold water, and then it should keep its form. So a little trick while we're still at the super sink, how to reshape your Forgeworld bits and other resin parts that might not have the perfect shape. Or so it's not, you know, you don't have to worry and start panicking because when you receive your stuff it's all warped out. It's really easy and to move them and reshape them. So basically a super short video on how to clean and prepare your Forgeworld. Be sure to let them dry really thoroughly before applying the paint on it. And actually what I do is I'll actually, once they're dry, I'll re-rinse them a third time. So I personally wash them 2 times with the soap, and then I re-rinse them a third time just to make sure there's no residue whatsoever on the part. And that's it. You should have a good sticking surface for your paint to adhere really well on your Forgeworld stuff if you're using this technique. So really quick video. So this was Hugo from Ichiban Painting, and I'll see you on the next video.